everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another office hours for the FastStore beta. My name is Victor, and I'm a software engineer here at VTEX. I'm currently working on the FastStore team, and I'll also be your host for today's event. So let's get started. Okay, our first section for today is for announcements, and this is the section where we bring you the latest news from the team to keep you up to date with what we've been working on, maybe even some cool events coming up, or sometimes just asking for some feedback. And well, today, for the first time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we don't have any announcements. So this was quick. But if you want to keep up to date with everything that we've been working on, make sure to check out faststore.dev/releases. Things usually come out there, like even before we bring them to the office hours. So always make sure to check it out and always be up to date with whatever we're doing. Okay, awesome. So let's go for the next section. All right, and this is the Ask the Community section. This section is all about you, our developer community. And this is where we bring you some of your questions from VTEX Community here to the office hours so that we can give more in-depth answers and more people get to see them. And we also get to bring more people here to the office hours so you get to know them and they can tell you a bit more about the things that you asked about. Okay, so let's start with the first question. You will notice that at least the three first questions today are from the CMS. So I got some people from the CMS team here to help me. The first one is Lucas. Hey, Lucas.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Thank you, Victor. So happy to join you for the first time on this office hours. I'm an engineering manager on the CMS team. And I guess we have a CMS themed presentation today, right?
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Yeah. All right, so I can go over the first question that we have here. It's from Gustavo Felix. They are using a legacy solution from VTEX, which is the portal solution for CMS, and they want to migrate towards our FastStore solution. So he was asking how to do this, what kind of CMS solutions do we offer with FastStore? And I put in an answer here and saying basically that's for FastStore, we have a specific coupled CMS solution called Headless CMS. It's different from Site Editor. Site Editor is different from Portal. It's much more modern. It adopts, like the name says, a headless way of integrating with the store. So basically, our CMS provides an API that's then read by FastStore and used to populate the contents that you see when you navigate to a home page or something like that, for example. So it is a different paradigm. It's much more modern. It's content-centered. And I invite you to join and see our documentation on this. We offer a lot of tutorials and a lot of information on how you can implement and integrate this new CMS with FastStore. And that's it.
Awesome. That was great. And yeah, I mean, just to also comment on the new CMS, I think if anyone didn't see it yet, it's gonna be like a big difference because it's way different from the legacy CMS. But I mean, it looks great, and also with all the new functionality and everything, it's way simpler to use. Also, I always thought that the legacy one was could be confusing, so it's great that we're now having a new CMS. Awesome, great. Thanks, Lucas. And you're always welcome here. So hope to see you more.
Yeah, happy to join.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, great. So moving on to the next question. As I already told you, yes, this is another question from the CMS. And for this one, I bring Mateus.
Yeah, hello, Victor. Happy to be here as well. And this specific question, as the title says, fail to create new pages on the CMS. It's not related to create new pages. It was related to publish them on the web apps. So The repository was created with a different name from the account, and today we need to match the name of the repository on the GitHub with the name of the account on VTEX to use this WebOps solution. So we asked José to remove the previous repository and to create it again. So the WebOps will match the name of the repo with the name of the account, and the app should be able to publish the pages there. So it worked in the end. So that was the solution. And the second question we have here, it was sent by Eduardo, and it was related to the migration from Gatsby plugin CMS to the new Gatsby source CMS. And for this kind of migration, we have a documentation here on FastStore.dev talking about how to migrate the plugins and how to change the data. And we know that it's a lot of effort to migrate, and because it needs a lot of changes on data, on properties, on how we will get the data from the CMS on the new plugin. And we recommend you to create a new repo, a new repository based on the new FastStore, and try to see the difference, try to compare the files and see the difference. And it may helps you on finishing the project and complete the migration to the new plugin. So that's it for me for today.
Awesome. That was great. Always nice to get more context about the CMS. I'm a bit like there are a lot of things that I don't know yet about the CMS, so it's always great to have you here to tell us more about it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Matheus. See ya.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So those were the questions that we had about the CMS. And now for our final question. This is about trying to use our package called VTEX at VTEX / Gatsby source store. I think this is causing a bit of confusion for people. I've seen more than one question about it. But the thing is, we like this package was strictly necessary for. And by the way, I just saw the the latest answer. It was posted an hour ago. I didn't see it yet, but I can comment on that as soon as I explain the part where I already answered. Okay, awesome. So this VTEX Gatsby source store plugin. So this is not actually a plugin. This is a Gatsby source. So this is a package that you can use. You can kind of plug it into Gatsby so that Gatsby it's a new data source for Gatsby, right? So it enables you to get the information that you need about, and this one specifically, source store, was used to kind of it kind of enabled you, like it gave you everything that you needed to get information that was specific from VTEX APIs into Gatsby more easily. Okay, but the thing is, that was only necessary if up until the point that we decided to migrate to Gatsby 4, and we made a lot of changes into how the at FastStore API package works. Okay, so now if you're using the latest version of FastStore API and you're using Gatsby v4, you should not need this. You don't need Gatsby source store, and that's why, for example, if you go into our Gatsby.store, this was, as it says right here, like this was generated from VTEX, the base store. So if you created your store before based on the base store, please take a look at the updated ones. We have this one for Gatsby, and there is also a Next.js.store for Next. And you will notice that, like, for this to work, we don't have the dependency. Wait, where is the package? Well, we can find it here. For this to work, we don't have the dependency on the source stored anymore. See, if I do this, yeah, there's no Gatsby source here anywhere. So because everything just works using FastStore API, okay? And then what you're trying to like, then he answered me. I asked like, why do you think that you need this package? Like, what are you trying to achieve that we don't like? What are the issues that you're having that motivated you to actually need that package? And then he said, okay, I need this. I need to access some information about categories and departments. Awesome. And then basically the idea is, if you need to access some information that we don't give you, like by default, if you get Gatsby.store and you need to access some kind of information that is not already fetched here, like there isn't a page that already shows that information. There isn't a page query that already fetches what you need. Well, you have two options. You can basically come here and like on your store, of course, create a new page, create a new component, and then perform a new query. And by default, all of the queries that you have available are pretty much the same ones that come from FastStore API. Okay, so everything that is in the schema of FastStore API, I think it's like 5 or 6 queries. It's not a very big schema. It's pretty simple, but it should have like most of the things that you need, most of the data that you need. And then if you notice that, okay, looking at what I have from FastStore API, there is still something that I still need some information that is not there. Like it's just not available. It's not implemented in the schema. You can always oh, okay, forgot about this. You can always come here and extend the GraphQL schema. And I linked the documentation there, but I think it's worth showing that you can just follow this, and you can actually extend our schema. Like you can get the schema that we already give you from FastStore API through this get schema function, right? You can get that schema, then create your own type defs, or like this is the you can pretty much write a whole new schema if you want to. You can get it there, you can get it from here. And then of course, like if you're creating new types or you're extending new types, like in the example here, we're adding, for example, a custom field to the store product type, which already exists. You would just need to write the resolvers for that, because, well, you got to tell GraphQL, like, okay, how do I actually fetch, how do I calculate this field, right? So you can write your custom resolver here, and then you use this merge schemas function. Then you can like get your schema, your resolvers with our schema and our resolvers. You can merge them together to get one, like the schema that you want to use in your store. Okay, so just follow the documentation here, and you should be good to go. Just to show you where you can actually do that, because I don't think we tell you that, but it's here, right? Yeah, this is the Gatsby store. You have the source, then there's the server index. This is where we kind of set up the GraphQL server that we use. For us is envelope, but in the example here in the documentation, you will notice that we're using Apollo server. I mean, it doesn't make a difference up until this point in the code. So like you can pretty much just copy and paste this. And I mean, of course, this is not going to work well, but I mean, you just replace with what you need. And just ignore the Apollo server part. It should be the same, whether you're using Apollo server or envelope, which is what we use by default. Okay, so you just come here, server index. In the next store, I think it's the same file. Yeah, pretty sure it's the same file. It's the file that you defined the GraphQL server. Okay. Awesome. So that's how you extend the schema, and then you can get whatever you need. Okay. So two main takeaways: you don't need this package anymore, VTEX Gatsby source store. Okay, you don't need that for new stores, and if you're using Gatsby v4, you already don't need that. If you're using Next.js, well, you never needed that in the first place, so that's fine. And then, okay, if you want to fetch data from something that we don't give you, you can extend our schema, and we have documentation on that. Just follow the docs and you should be fine. And then just to comment the answer here. Okay, so the data that George is trying to access is already at FastStore API. But you're getting an error when you try to run this in the browser. Okay, so this is graphical, right? You're trying to fetch all collections, and you're getting cannot read properties of undefined reading commerce. Well, I don't know, like off the top of my head, I don't know what might be causing this. I mean, it could be because this query needs some extra context to actually run. And then if it does, like it needs information on the client side, it's not going to work on graphical, because you got to remember that queries that you make on graphical will only work if they work server side, right? So if they need like Gatsby context to work, they will not work. And I think we're having issues with the on our starter on Gatsby.store. Like if you just run yarn develop on this and open graphical, all of the queries from FastStore API are not going to work, because we don't pass the context for those queries to work, and Gatsby doesn't provide us an easy way to do that. So this is something that we need to improve on the developer experience from. But what I can tell you right now is try to run this query inside of a component so that it runs on the store. Okay, so get maybe create a page for all collections page, and then actually use a page query to fetch these collections that you're trying to fetch. Okay, and if that doesn't work, then we might need to go a bit deeper on the debugging process, because everything looks fine. Just from this error, it might be because of that, because you don't have the context that you need to run. Oh yeah. I think so. Because this right here, it cannot read property commerce, right? I think this is referring to a client that is implemented on FastStore API. Just so you know where these things are. I think it's kind of cool to show you so that you can kind of get around on the project. Like, okay, I'm seeing this error. How can I debug this? You can see the code for the API here, right? And by the way, you can also come here, clone this repo, right? The actual FastStore repo, and run the FastStore API locally. This might be an easier way for you to write your queries. Okay, so if you're having issues writing them directly on your Gatsby store, you can just clone the FastStore repo and then run yarn develop inside the API package, right? So this is the FastStore API package, right here, FastStore API, and here we have this local server, and this local server is just an Express server that just runs locally the FastStore API. Then you can just come here and place your account here, right? Because, well, otherwise you're going to be fetching data from the Store Framework account. So you put your account name here, and then you can run this locally. But anyway, the clients that I'm talking about, it's probably this. It cannot run. It cannot find this guy right here, because in the stack trace you can kind of see that, right? Here. Cannot read property of undefined, add where? FastStore API, source, platforms, VTEX, resolvers, query.ts. Okay, so you know that it's here, right? Where is it? Here, resolvers, and then there's the query. It also gave you a line, right? Where is it? Line 184. So 184. It's here. It's right here. Yeah. It like this whole context thing is probably undefined, because you're trying to execute this on GraphQL. Okay. So yeah, I talked a lot, but basically try to run this inside an actual page on your store, because then you will have that context, and this right here will not be undefined. Okay, that this is probably what's happening. Like this is just undefined. Awesome. And and an idea, if you want a easier way to write the queries while you're still using Gatsby, clone the FastStore repo locally and run the API, make the request, and then you can kind of assemble your request while you're there, your query. And there's also an alternative, but I don't know. I don't remember how to get there. But in our docs, you can also get the there's a interactive playground somewhere at faststore.dev. I don't quite remember where it is. Maybe if I do this. Yes, playground. Here, right here. Here you can also play around and make some queries, and then see the response. That way you don't, and the UI doesn't look weird, okay? It's because of the zoom. There you go. So here, like you have the query and the response. So this is even an easier way. Instead of like actually cloning and running the FastStore API locally, you can just go there and make the queries in that playground. Okay, awesome. So that's it for this question. Quite a lot. But yeah, let's move on. Hope it helped. And also, like, don't be afraid to actually like look into the code for the FastStore. You're gonna see that these errors look weird, but you can usually just go there and you will find what you're looking for. Okay, great. And those were the questions that we had lined up for you today. So a lot of CMS related stuff, and this one that I just talked about. Thanks so much to Lucas and Mateus for coming here to answer the CMS questions in detail. And thank you all for sending the questions on VTEX Community, and keep them coming. Just a reminder, don't forget to add the office hours tag to your question on VTEX Community when you're creating them. Okay, this lets us know that you want your question to be featured here in the office hours, and it also makes our life easier because when we're kind of selecting the questions, we can just filter by office hours and then easily get your questions. Okay, so don't forget to do that, and that's it. Awesome. So next section. The next section is the demo. This is where we usually have something very cool to show you, some demo of some sort. But yeah, not for today. Today we don't have any demos to show you, but I do have an invite. This whole office hours thing, it's not only for us, right? I mean, it's actually not for us at all. It's more for you. It's made for the community, and so you can also come here and participate. Okay, if you have maybe the store that you were working on just went live, or you were having some tough problems using FastStore and you came up with a smart solution for that. Or I don't know, you just implemented something. We know that as the FastStore is still in beta, there are a lot of things that we don't give you, right? Like it's not as easy as say you might have became accustomed to when you were using the store framework, right? Like it's usually, oh, okay, just use this block that already has everything that you need, and it just works. With the FastStore, since you have more liberty, you also have a bit more work. So, but it gives you more freedom to like actually create some very cool components and some cool stuff, cool solutions. So any of that, and you can also create new starters, right? So, but there are a lot of things that we do know that the community is working on. So we would love to have any of you come here and show us, like show everyone what you've been working on. Um, there you go, Jay. Yes, everyone is invited. And how can you actually come here and participate? Just going to community.vtex.com/office hours beta. There's a small form there. Just tells a bit about what you're thinking about presenting, and we'll get in touch and make it happen. Okay, so there you go. Hope to see lots of you here on in the future. Okay. So that was it. That was all that we have for you today. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming here and watching this. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our VTEX Developers channel, and we'll see you next week. Bye.